My family loves strawberries. There's nothing quite like a berry picked warm from the summer sun and just popped into your mouth. Unfortunately, just about every year, strawberries are #1 on the Dirty Dozen list. The Dirty Dozen list is a list of fruits and vegetables that have the highest concentration of toxicity, usually from being sprayed with many pesticides. So as much as we love strawberries, so do the garden pests. And as a result, most farmers spray them over and over again with pesticides to keep them whole so that they can get them to market for us to buy. One of the best things that you can do for the health of you and your family is to grow your own. But unfortunately, this story doesn't end there, because depending on what you're growing your food, whether it be strawberries or anything else in, you could be adding toxic chemicals to the food that you feed your family. So in today's video, we're going to talk about building a new strawberry bed. The folks at Vego Garden were nice enough to send me a free sample of one of their metal garden beds to share with you, and we're going to talk about why they are a great solution to growing toxic-free strawberries. Let's dig in. We live on Long Island in New York, and in our area there are higher than average cancer rates. So for many years, our family has been growing our own organic produce as much as possible in order to try to keep our family healthy. Traditionally, in our garden, we used raised beds because our soil is terrible. It's very sandy. We're coastal. We're about a mile to the bay. But what we've noticed is that it seems like every year something needs to be replaced. We use non-pressure treated wood because pressure treated wood is also treated with chemicals. At one time, it had arsenic in it. Don't think it still does, but even so, there are other chemicals that go into pressure treated wood. Now, I know a lot of people use it, and if that's your choice, that's fine. We're doing our best to stay as chemical free as possible. So join me in the garden and I'll show you how our raised beds look now and why we are giving raised metal beds a try. It is very early spring here, and while it's very warm today, we got lucky with the spring warm up. You can see there is nothing growing. Our beds are still a mess. They need to be fixed up before the growing season comes, which will be in the next couple of weeks. Now, these beds are about 5 years old. You can see that after the long cold winter, they are starting to fall apart. So some of these boards will need to be replaced, and this happens every year. Every year there is some boards that need to be replaced, and the beds are about the same age. This one at the end is missing the last board. We just redid our potato bed last year, so this one is still in relatively good condition, but by next year there will be boards on here that need to be replaced. That's just how it goes every year. Our hope is that by switching from the wooden beds to some raised metal garden beds, we might be able to extend the longevity of our beds. And one of the reasons that we chose Vego is because their raised garden beds are made out of food grade materials, which means that there's not going to be chemicals leaching into them from the production of the beds. Now, you can find similar garden beds on cheaper websites like Temu. You could even find some at places like Home Depot, but there's no information about what they're really made out of, where they're made, where they come from, especially the ones that I saw at Home Depot. There was just a price tag sticker and that was it. If you're trying to cut down on the amount of chemicals and plastics that your family is exposed to, those may not be the best option. We chose to go with Vego because they're food grade garden beds. Unlike my raised wooden beds, Vego garden beds have a 20-year lifespan. They're 100% non-toxic. They're made of steel coated with magnesium and zinc. The paint is non-toxic. It's been tested by the USDA, and it makes the whole unit less susceptible to corrosion. I'm going to be planting Albion strawberries today. I got them from Johnny's Seeds as bare roots last year. I had them in pots. Some were planted in the ground, but the ones that were in the ground tended to get some nibbles from some garden creatures. Buffy, leave my strawberries alone. They are an ever-bearing strawberry that has large berries with a high sugar content, which makes them really delicious. They have an upright growth habit, which makes them a good candidate for raised bed gardening and a really strong root system. They're also bred to be more resistant to disease like fungal infections, and I don't want to spend my summer fighting fungal infections, so they were a good choice for me. I'm not affiliated with Johnny's in any way, but I will leave a link in the description in case you're looking for some strawberry plants. My last frost date here on Long Island is not until the end of April, and it is late March. But this is the perfect time to set up my Vego garden bed and to plant my strawberries. My strawberry plants have already been outside in their pots for the last few weeks. When I fill my Vego garden bed, I'm going to use organic materials from my yard to help save on soil. Come take a look. So here are the Vego garden instructions. They are really well done, unlike some other things that I've bought online. And then you have all of your instructions here, which are easy to read. See, everything is in English and makes sense. And on the back, you not only have the ending instructions, but you also have all the information you can need if you have any problems. There's even some QR codes that you can scan if you run into any issues while you're setting up your bed. There is a Vego Garden Academy that you can watch if you need help setting up your bed as well. This is the 9-in-1 modular raised metal garden bed from Vego. It has 9 different configurations. I chose to put it this way because I thought it fit best with my garden the way that it is and wouldn't impede on any of my walkways. This took me a little more than a half an hour to put together, and I am not handy, but all the pieces fit together really nicely. You can see here I have 1 screw left to put in, and you can see that it lines up. They give you plenty of hardware and even a little wrench to make tightening a breeze. You might be able to get this done quicker than a half an hour, but there are a lot of holes that need to be filled with the screws. All right, that's the last one. Perfect. You can see it also comes with edging. Now, if you were to buy a less expensive raised metal garden bed, it won't come with edging. The edges can be sharp. In fact, one pro tip I have for you is when you're building this, make sure that you're wearing gloves. It does say that right in the instructions, but there are parts of it that are sharp where you could cut yourself. If you were to buy a bed like this from another company that didn't come with the edging, you're risking not only cutting yourself, but if you have children or pets around, they could get cut too. Now the edging just fits over the top like this, nice and easy. Now that the bed's put together, we're gonna fill this like a boss. We're gonna do a modified Hügelkultur. We're gonna use organic materials. Using those organic materials is going to help enrich our soil. It's going to keep my yard waste out of a landfill, and it's gonna help me save money on soil. So that's a triple win. On the bottom of the bed, you can see that I have layered some leaves. This is going to help prevent the grass from growing up and through the bed to get to my strawberries. It's also going to help maintain moisture. In this can, I have some logs that have been seasoning in my yard for a couple of years. You can see they're already starting to break down, and they're going to make a fantastic base for the bottom of my garden bed. As these break down over the years, it will help enrich the soil and feed my plants. I'm going to start by layering the bottom of my bed with these logs. You can also use sticks like these that have come down in winter storms, especially if they've been sitting for a while. Just be careful not to put anything into your garden bed that could have weed seed. I also have some straw here that was in my chickens' nesting boxes. This is full of all sorts of great organic materials. This has been sitting for about a year. In it goes. Now, a lot of these materials are going to decompose relatively quickly, and I will have to add more garden soil probably later this year or the beginning of next year. Just something to keep in mind if you have bigger logs, especially if you're taking a tree down, that will take up the most room, and those logs take a long time to decompose. Now it's time for the soil. In this wheelbarrow, I have a mix of organic potting soil and shredded pine bark mulch. Let's fill it up. So my bed is full of beautiful organic potting soil, and into that I have mixed in some slow release, well-balanced fertilizer. A 10-10-10 or a 12-12-12 will work great for this time of the year. Once your plants get toward fruiting, you'll want to switch to a berry fertilizer. And we're just going to even this out and then get started planting. Now remember, when planting strawberries, they will get runners, so you can get up to 5 new plants for each plant that you plant. So you don't need to plant as many as you might think. Keep in mind that June-bearing strawberries tend to get more runners than ever-bearing. These are ever-bearing strawberries, so I'm going to place them a little closer together than I would if I was doing June-bearing. They look happy. All my baby strawberry plants are in, and I have to tell you, that was the easiest digging and planting I think I've ever done. I'm ready to get rid of all those wooden beds in my garden and replace them with these Vego Garden beds. I was able to fit a ton of strawberry plants in here, and they're only going to multiply and give me even more. Now, if you're worried about garden pests or predators in your area, the good news is that Vego makes netting, they make trellises, they make all the different components you could possibly want to go along with these beds. I'll leave links in the description not only to the Vego Garden website and these specific beds, but you can also check out all of their different accessories that go with the beds as well. My garden is going to be amazing this year, and I hope yours is too. In the comments, tell me what fruit plants you're going to be planting this year. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.